West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. We're live. It's I only ever do the live show at the start of the week, but you know, after we dropped the kind of reaction to the bombshell news earlier this week, people ran up the lives, they ran up the views, they ran up the likes, they ran up the shares, they ran up the subscriptions. And I said, you know what? I have to follow it up. Because the show that Santoki and I did on Monday was a reaction to the news show. In this show, we're actually going to select the new captain of the West Indies Test side. By the end of tonight's live show, and when I say we, I mean you, the Caribbean Cricket Podcast public, will choose the next captain of the West Indies team. I know Daren Sammy's going to watch this. He's in St. Lucia right now watching Windward Islands versus Barbados. Watching Carl. Last I checked, Carl Mayers was on 22 from 22. So I know Daren Sammy's busy right now watching that match. But after the close of play today, Daren Sammy's going to watch this show. Avanesh, the analyst, he's going to watch this show. Miles Bascom's going to watch this show. Kishore Shallow's going to watch this show. And the thing is, they need our help. They won't admit it. They won't admit it publicly because they can't. But they need our help because they don't know right now who they can possibly choose as West Indies' next captain without getting a generational cuss out all across the region. They're in the matrix. They're in the matrix right now. So what we're going to do today, I've worked it out. I've worked out how we're going to do this. Obviously, most of you in the Caribbean who are watching this and in the United States are still at work. Some of you have got two screens up right now. Some of you have got one screen where you're trying to watch, where you're trying to pretend you're doing work. And on the other screen, you got your earphones in, listening to the live show. But you got me on mute. You can't have me on live on loudspeaker in the office. Are you mad? Are you mad? If you do that, you might hear me say something like this. You can find the Caribbean Cricket Podcast on all social media handles and anywhere you watch your media. Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, OnlyFans, Pornhub. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. Caribbean Cricket Podcast, just type it into Google, dark web. We're everywhere. Reddit. We're everywhere. The Caribbean Cricket Podcast carbon footprint is everywhere. If you, I'd said it on Monday. For those who didn't see it on Monday, I'm going to say it again. If you type in BBC into Pornhub, Caribbean Cricket Podcast comes up. Some of you on Monday thought BBC meant something else, but your mind, I can't help your dirty minds. When I say BBC, I mean Bumberclart, and you find Caribbean Cricket Podcast. That's what comes up on Pornhub when you type in BBC. You find Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Right. Oh God. Right. Let me start the show. I'm channeling my inner Marlon Samuels. Today. Right, okay. The thing is, the way I've got this show set up for today, I tried to be really technical because the show started late because I was in the background trying to be really technical. I was like, yeah, let me try get super technical and do X, Y, Z. And I was struggling. I'm a real uncle when it comes to tech, you know. I'm a real uncle. I need all kinds of help when it comes to tech. Oh yeah, I got my Jamaica top on. Can you not see my Jamaica top? I've had this Jamaica top for 10 years. It looks like it's still brand new. This top is fresh. This is the original. So real original Jamaica top. Got the Caribbean Cricket Podcast beanie on as well. If you're yet to get your Caribbean Cricket Podcast beanie, I think I've got 10 left. I've got 10 left for sale. So if you're interested, you got to hit me up because I just got another order in today. These beanies, I know it's coming up to summertime. But these beanies are still for sale. 10 left before the summer, and then I've got a new merch run that I've got in my mind. Beauty Connoisseur says, have you seen the youngster Keon Gaston? Yeah, I saw him. He looked lively, actually. In the highlights I was watching from the Windwards game, he looked all right, to be fair. Is Carl Mayers still batting? Mayers started off looking like he wanted to play a 2020 innings, but by the time I stopped watching, he was starting to settle down. Let me just go into the live score and see what Mayers is doing, if he's still there. Oh, someone's out. It might be Mayers. No, Mayers is still there. 31. Mayers is 31 not out of 40 balls. He's batting at number 5. Now, I just want to point out to people that Daren Sammy is at that game. So yeah. So cool. Let's get into it. So here's the plan for today's show. There's 90 people in the live at the moment. Before I'm not starting the show properly till I get to 100. I've decided that's how it's going to work from now on. I'm not giving away freeness until there's at least 100 people in the live show. Nanny Santana says, when are we getting more Patreon content? Yeah. So Nanny, I've decided that very, very soon. I say soon, but certainly, yeah, very, very soon. I'm going to pivot to the following. I've decided to see how it goes. Patreon subscribers are going to get their own show once a week. I haven't decided. I've got an idea of what that looks like. What I'm thinking of, this isn't the final idea, but this is what I'm thinking of. I think, and I don't know what day either, because you lot are out here thinking that this is my full-time job. What I'm thinking is that once a week, I'll do a live show just for patrons, so only patrons will get the link. And rather than it be somebody calls in one at a time, Neeks gave me this as an idea. Like up to 6 people, 7 people can be on the show at any one time. So it would be basically it would be a patron only show, but basically 7 people on at any one time just chatting. But rather than just chatting shit for the sake of chatting shit, what I think is that every patron show would have a theme, and then I'd just let as many people onto the platform as possible to just talk it out, kind of like almost like a university debate type thing. So I'd moderate it. It'd be 3-on-3, 4-on-4, and a moot topic might be something like this: Josh De Silva should never captain the West Indies team. And 4 patrons or 3 patrons get to argue in favor of the statement. 3 get to argue against. It's something like that. It's something like that I'm thinking of, and just for patrons, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are actually supporting the podcast. So I'm thinking of a concept, that suits them or rewards them and them alone. So yeah, I haven't thought it out properly. And if it happened, it'd probably be on the weekend, because I can't fit in another weekday. Errol knows. Errol, if he doesn't mind me saying, used to work in education, so he knows why I can't just fit stuff in on the weekend. Even now, as I'm talking to you lot, I got a bag of marking next to me. Just before I went live, I was marking the following essay. Check this out. This is what I do in my day job, people. Check this essay title out. 30 marks. Evaluate the view that the only political parties that matter in the UK political system are the Labour and Conservative parties. You must consider this view and the alternative to this view in a balanced way. 30 marks. I'll be marking pure of those essays this evening. Listen, politics is my subject. You lot don't even know. I'm a politics teacher, politics and history teacher. Anyways, you don't know the done know out here. Right, so let's get into the show. So here's how the show's going to work. Yeah, so Osprey says grumbles in SMP. So funny enough, Osprey, my more intelligent students have made the point. So one of the ones I just marked, one of those students said, well, technically, smaller parties do matter. And they've referenced the fact that the SNP essentially sweeping Scotland, which contributed to Labour losing headway. And somebody even referenced the fact that in 2015, I think it was 2015, when David Cameron basically in his pitch against Ed Miliband effectively said, if you vote Ed Miliband, you're letting in the SNP. Yes, people. Anyways, let's not get into politics. So yeah, we can talk about that all day long, right? In fact, the growth of the SNP, people, is why Scotland got their is why they got their referendum in 2014. So smaller parties do matter. They can help push the agenda. Anyways, let's not talk politics. You lot don't want to. You lot don't want to know about that. You don't want to know what I do in my day job. Let's get on with it. So here's how the show's going to work today. Listen very carefully to the rules and instructions of how this show is going to work. I'm going to share my screen very quickly to explain how this show is going to work. Let me share this. What the rascal? Wait. Right. So, right, here we go. Yeah, cool. So let me share this very quickly. So on your screen right now, you should see a slide on PowerPoint which says West Indies next Test captain. What I'm going to do on today's show is I'm going to present different names to you on the live show. In the live chat, people, and I may bring someone onto the show, I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but definitely in the live chat. For each person I discuss or raise, each potential captain, you in the live chat are going to respond. I'll give you an opening gambit about the person. It's then up to you, the audience, to give me the pros for why that person should be the next West Indies Test captain and the cons for why that person should be the next West Indies Test captain. After we've debated it a bit, and I may call in an individual to come and state their case for the pro and come and state their case for the con, we will then put that person, or we will rank that person in terms of are they your top choice, second choice, third choice, fourth choice, fifth choice, sixth choice, etc. The person we go with first will be the first choice. So if I start with Alzarri Joseph, for example, he starts off, even if you lot think he sucks, he starts off as the number one choice. When I go to the second person, you'll then have to decide, do you prefer for that person to be captain instead of Alzarri? Or do you think Alzarri is a better choice than that person? I hope I've explained this well enough. But the point is, by the time I get to the end of my list of potential captains, we will have ranked and ordered. I'm going to stop sharing this. We will have ranked and ordered ourselves who is the most likely person to be the next captain of the West Indies cricket team. What we're effectively doing is we are doing a SWOT analysis of all the candidates to be the next West Indies captain. We are doing the job for Daren Sammy. We are doing the job for Cricket West Indies because Lord knows I know they don't know what they're doing. So we're effectively doing a SWOT analysis. For those who don't know what that means, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. I can't even remember what the T stands for. But we are doing a SWOT analysis of every single candidate. And by the end of this analysis, we will have worked out who should be the next captain of the West Indies team. That was a really long-winded explanation. But if you understood it, you understood it. And as we go through, you will start to understand what I'm doing. I'm literally doing Cricket West Indies' job for them. Before them, man, just give me a contract and say, come work for Cricket West Indies and let me fix up the whole of West Indies cricket. I'm out here doing their job for them for free. For free. Miles, I know you're watching this live right now. I know there's a bag of cricketers watching this live right now on their burner phones. Daren, I know someone's text you right now in St. Lucia whilst you're watching Windwards versus Barbados saying, Daren, stop watching that. Look at this London Dreads man. He's talking up the ting. Just put your earphones in right now and listen to what he's saying. I know all of you are watching this right now. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm literally going to take you through the process right now. All of you. For free. Yeah, Adrian's right. I'm doing it for free on a school night when I got bare politics essays to mark. I'm taking time out of my schedule to help Cricket West Indies. Self-sacrifice, self-flagellation. Let's go. Let's start. Let me drink some water before I start this one, because this one could be long. Okay. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. Number one on the list. The first person I bring to the jury to discuss as the next potential captain of the West Indies cricket team. The first person I'd like to bring up is none other than a former West Indies captain, Mr. Jason Holder. Let us start with Mr. Jason Holder, people. I bring him first to you, the people of the wider West Indian population. The long-suffering fans of West Indies, I bring to you Jason Holder. What I'd like people to do right now, if you are in favor, in fact, no, before I even go to you lot in the comments, let me give you a quick pro and a quick con of why it should be Jason Holder. Pro. He's been captain before. He has captaincy experience. He speaks well. He's well respected in the cricketing environs. He's coming to the twilight of his career, and we don't really have many other options. If pressed to do it again, I think, well, no, because he was slighted when he lost it to Craig, right? But I'd love to believe that Jason would sacrifice himself again to West Indies cricket if they begged him to. Of all the people who have a guaranteed spot in the West Indies team, if Jason makes himself available, he has a guaranteed spot. Some of you will disagree with that, but facts is facts. Jason was the only person in 2024 that knows how to bat that actually averaged over 30. I'm not including Jamel Warrican. I'll say it again. Jason was the only person who knows how to bat in 2024 that actually averaged over 30. None of the top 6 did. So what I'm saying with that is Jason actually commands a place in the side. And technically, your captain's supposed to command a place in the side. Cons for Jason Holder. He's already done captaincy and it didn't work. Cons for Jason Holder. Doesn't even care anymore. Like, yes, he cares about West Indies cricket, but does he care anymore? Like, does he want to whip his back again for West Indies cricket and carry the hopes of the region on his back again? That's actually my only cons. I don't think there's many other cons for Jason Holder taking it. Let's see what you lot are saying. I'll just pick some comments. So Nick says, the strengths of Jason, he's respected, he's experienced, good energy on the field. Cons, he's got a bad record as captain. Yeah, I forgot about this. Reactive defensive instead of proactive progressive. But then some people would say so was Craig. Machel Douglas says Holder's now a golfer who plays cricket in his part-time. I think that's harsh, to be fair. Nanny says Holder's not committed to playing Test cricket anymore, so it can't be him. K. Campbell says Holder does not command a place in the team. I disagree with that. I think if Holder declares himself available, he goes straight into the team. Nanny says Holder's not committed anymore. He's looking for a food in T20. Don't disagree with that per se. Campbell says there's no basis for Holder to be captain. I don't think there's any basis for anyone to be captain, though. So we have to start. I almost remove that as an argument because I don't think there's any basis for anyone to be captain if we're going to be big and strong about it. So I'm not sure if that's I don't know if that's a valid enough argument. Wayne says Holder's tactics are mediocre. Sherwin says Holder can walk into the team. But the style of captaincy that he has, Sammy wouldn't go for it. And secondly, we used to criticize him for those things. So why go back to that? True. Do we have any options, though? Matt says going to Holder would be a step backwards. Rising Bowler says he's done nothing for Santoki. This is true. It's true. He's done nothing for Santoki. Machel says it's hard to give the captaincy to a player who was denied a contract. Who said no to a contract. Sorry. Good point. Does the West Indies Yeah, this is a good point actually from Machel. The West Indies captain surely has to be a West Indies contracted player. It will be very hard to justify giving the captaincy to someone who don't even have a contract anymore. Okay, before I finish with Jason Holder, is there anybody who wants to come on and state their case for or against Jason Holder? You've only got 3 minutes to make your point, though. You may want to, if you do want to come on, you may want to save it until somebody who you actually want to defend or criticize comes up. But is there anybody willing to make any particular point about Jason? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I just need to know if there's anyone. I'll give you 3 minutes to make your point. I'll put the link in the chat for the person who wants to come on. If not, we'll move to the next stage. Right. Nobody wants to come on to defend, or I think we've seen most of the points in the chat. So the next thing to do then with Jason, because this is now where it works, people, or hopefully this is where it works. Yeah, so ED says this one needs the least defending, to be honest. Yeah, I've started with Holder because I think it's one of the ones that people will just naturally be like, come on, Mash, don't be silly. Okay. The next thing I need people to do then, and I'm going to take a mean average based on what people say. Out of 10 being, yes, make this person the next captain of the West Indies. 0 being absolutely no chance. Grade Jason Holder out of 10 in terms of how happy you would be with him being the next captain of the West Indies. Then I'll take an average grading that I see out of 10. 10 being, yes, make him captain now. 0 being, what, don't you dare make him captain of the West Indies. See what number comes up the most often. Okay. Do you know what? I'm being a fool. Why am I doing it this way? I'm an idiot. I know you look. Keep giving the comment. Keep putting the stuff in the comments, people. I'm a fool. See, this is how I know I'm an uncle. Watch me. I'm going to do it this way instead. I forgot that I've got the polls option in YouTube. Bear with me, people. I know some of you have given your gradings already, but let me go into YouTube. One sec. This is long. My computer moving mad slow out here. Yeah, here we go. Right. So let me put the poll into YouTube. You lot will see. Okay, bear with me, people. I'm running this live show like a real uncle. Okay, watch this now. So this should work. The way I'm doing this hopefully should work. 3, 2 to 4. Okay, and then okay, right. Hopefully this makes sense. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, 2 to 4, 5 to 7. Okay, cool. Okay, so people in the YouTube right now, I'm going to give you 2 minutes only. In the YouTube chat right now, you should see a poll. Can you all vote, please? Out of 10, and you'll see I've given you a range. Can you vote in the poll in terms of Jason? I'm giving literally 2 minutes, maybe a minute, in terms of where you would rate Jason's chances of being, or your particular feelings on Jason being the next Test captain. Okay. 30 seconds remaining. If you're in the live right now, please cast your vote. 30 seconds remaining to cast your vote. You'll see why I'm doing it this way in a minute when I then update my ranking sheet. I asked Trini Werewolf in the Discord, how do I do a tier ranking system? And when he explained to me what I had to do, I just stooped and kissed my teeth and said, this man must think I'm 23 years old. He put down a big long explanation about what I'm supposed to do. I said, never. I'm an uncle out here, as if I know how to follow those instructions. Man said I have to download this app, then I have to get some icons, and then I have to do this. But the minute he said download this app, I said, nah, I'm finished. I'm finished. What does he think this is? Download this app and then make a tile and an icon? These times, I don't even know what tile and icon really means. I said, no, not this, uncle. I'm gonna have to do it old school way. Anyways, 20 seconds left to vote. 20 seconds left to vote. 15 seconds left to vote. I've had 70 votes so far. What's winning? 2-4. 2-4. 10, 9. Going to close this poll in 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have not voted, you have missed your chance. The poll is over. And according to, if it comes up on my screen, according to the results, 32% of you rated Jason being captain 0 or 1 out of 10. Jaja. You lot ain't even seen who else is on my list. But anyways, let me now show you how this works. So what we'll now do, people, so you should now see my screen here. So having discussed Jason Holder, the CCP community has said that Jason Holder gets a rating of 0 to 1 out of 10. But as things currently stand, Jason is number 1. So if Daren Sammy, if you're looking for help, Jason is currently the number 1 choice to be captain of the West Indies because he's the only person we have discussed. Next up on the list, people. Next person on my list to discuss is, I'm going to throw you a wild card now. So bear in mind, see, some of you peaked too soon. Some of you went full in, just cussing, saying it can't be Jason, this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. I'm now giving you a second person. As you give me the pros and cons of this second person, yeah, Ramel said I should have done the weighted average. The problem is, Ramel, I'm an uncle. I don't know what I'm doing. So as I'm doing this second person, you also need to be thinking in your head before you give me the pros and cons of this person. Is he a better option than Jason Holder? Because you lot have just said that you ranking Jason 0 to 1 out of 10 as the next West Indies captain, right? Jay Essie says, I need to explain these things to... Oh, sorry, as it come up on the screen. Says, need to explain these things properly to these people. Listen, I tried to explain it. I can't help these people. I explained it, you know. They didn't want to listen. This... I told you lot not to peak too soon. You saw Jason Holder's name and all of you went in. Now you're going to see a next name. Let's see what you're going to say to this. So in the comments, give me your pros and cons for this person. Kavem Hodge. Give me your pros and cons for Kavem Hodge, please, people. Pros and cons. Pros and cons. Let's see what you put. Pros and cons, please. Please, when you put your comments in, please indicate if it's a pro or a con. I'm not helping you lot this time. I'm not going to say anything. I just want to see what you lot say. Kavem Hodge. Should he be the next? Right. So Ryan Hewitt, I'm assuming this is a con. Ryan Hewitt says Kavem does not have a spot in the team. Well, technically, Ryan, I have to disagree because if you look at the averages for 2024, Kavem averaged 29, which was better than everybody else in the top 6. So technically, if Kavem doesn't have a spot in the team, then no one else has a spot in the team. Technically, if we're going to use that argument. I'm not trying to say 29 is good, by the way. I'm just saying that technically he's got more of an argument to have a spot in the team than anybody else does. So Sherwin correctly says, though, in response to that, numbers don't always tell the story. I hear you, Sherwin. I hear you, but I'm just here to present some of the information, you know. Ramel King says Kavem has an actual spot has an actual spot. He has more of a spot in the team than Alec. Nani says Hodge's pros. Is that a pro? He doesn't come off as a leader. Is that a pro? Cons, it will affect his game since he doesn't show leadership and he's not as experienced as well overall. Okay. Daren says Hodge doesn't have a fixed spot in the team, which is, I think, going to be a common theme for a lot of people. Aranaba says he can't even score runs in regional. He can't guarantee a spot based on the regional 4-day, or he can't guarantee himself a spot based on the regional 4-day. Jose says, I think Kavem is Sammy's boy, you know, but I don't think he would get the captaincy. Wayne Brown says Kavem has not fully found himself yet. Has anyone got a pro for Kavem? All I'm seeing is pure cons. Has anyone got a pro? Hasn't Kavem been captain of the Winwoods in the past? So he has got captaincy experience. It's not like Kavem ain't got any experience of being a captain. Sherwin says he's not a sure pick, given his dismal form in recent tests and then the whole professional cricket league. Matt Pryor says this is a joke about Kavem. Wait, hold on. Has anyone got a pro? Errol says he knows which end to hold a bat. Nick says a pro is that he did an interview with CCP. So wait, no one's got any. You know what, boy? And the thing is, loads of you are just saying cons out here, but for all we know, it could be Kavem Hodge. I'm not putting Kavem's. Okay, let me just explain something to you lot. I'm not putting anybody's name that I put up on this list today. I'm not putting them there because it's a joke thing. I'm putting them there because we don't have many options. Our options are so limited that Kavem Hodge could actually be an option. Do you want to know a pro that I'd say for Kavem Hodge? He can read. Thing is, the thing is, no, but what I mean is, what I, oh God. The thing is, that sounded worse than I meant it to sound. But as I said it, I stopped myself because I was like, oh no. But let me explain to you like what I mean by he can read. Kavem's actually seriously intelligent, right? He's actually intelligent. I'm not even joking. Like, he's actually an intelligent guy. So if any of you have ever spoken to Kavem, like, this guy knows his stuff. And this guy studies the game. I actually mean, like, lots of you will have focused on the fact that I said he can read, but I'm actually being serious. Kavem actually studies the game. And if Sammy wants a captain that eats, sleeps, and studies the game, actually, Kavem's one of them guys. So that's actually what I meant by he can read. But I know that when I said he can read, that would have come across as very, very mad. But anyways, Kavem Hodge people, let me just go straight into the poll. Right, let me go into the poll. Kavem Hodge. And the thing is, remember people, when you actually, I'm gonna have to do this. So this is how I'm gonna do the poll for Kavem Hodge. It's a different kind of poll now. This is why you lot went in too high. This is why you went in too quick with your Jason Holder comments, because now look at this. Look at the poll that I put here, because you lot have already given Jason Holder 0 or 1 out of 10. 32% of you said 0 or 1 out of 10 for Jason Holder as the next captain. So this is your only question for Kavem Hodge. Here's a question in the poll, people. Vote now. You've got 1 minute. All I've put in the poll is Kavem Hodge a better option than Jason Holder? That's all you have to vote on. Yes or no. You got 1 minute. Is he a better option than Jason Holder? Yes or no? That's all you need to think about. I'm not asking you to give me any justifications, just a simple yes or no. You got 45 seconds to vote. There's currently 236 people in the live. 236 people. You know, when sometimes people have said to me, "Oh, Mash, you're too boasty about the impact and reach of CCP." Where else would you see 236 people tuning in to a concept like this? Not even Mason and Guess is much bigger than CCP. There's a lot of YouTube channels that have more subscribers than CCP, but no one does it like this. No one does it like this, actually doing an interactive dissection for West Indies cricket to the point where all the stakeholders in West Indies cricket are going to run this back on repeat. And thing is, they're going to run this back on repeat. Not, obviously, I'm joking saying they're going to work out what to do based on this show, but everyone gets a big joke and laugh out of this show. You have to be able to laugh and joke, as well as actually realize that we know what we're talking about. Right, you got 20 seconds left to vote on the show. Oh, sorry, on the question. 20 seconds left. 80 of you have voted. There's 232 people currently in the live. So 80 of you have voted. Please cast your vote. Let us know. Daren Sammy's watching this live right now on his burner. Bearman are watching this live on their burner right now. Okay, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end this poll. Okay, results have come in as follows. 59% of you have said no. Kavem Hodge is not a better option than Daren Sammy. So I now go back to my uncle tier list because I don't know how to do it properly. I go back to my uncle tier list. So what you lot are basically saying then is that Kavem Hodge is not a better choice than Jason Holder. Let me take away Jason Holder's ranking. That's no longer relevant. So as things now currently stand, the CCP community is saying that based on the first two people that I've looked at, the CCP community is saying that Jason Holder should be the next captain of the West Indies cricket team. Bear in mind, however, we have only looked at two names. We've only looked at two names thus far. But according to you, it's Jason Holder who should be the next captain. Let's move to the third person on the list. So number 3, let's start spicing it up now. Let's start spicing it up. Get ready to write your pros and cons into the chat, please, people. Let's spice this one up now. Your third choice, or the third person to discuss, Joshua Da Silva. Run up the pros and cons, people. Run them up. Should Joshua Da Silva be the next captain of the West Indies team? State if you're writing a pro or a con, because some of you said some stuff last time and I couldn't tell if it was a pro or a con. Joshua Da Silva. Run up the pros and the cons. Run up the pros and the cons. Should Josh Da Silva be the next captain of the West Indies men's cricket side, test side? Run up the pros and the cons. We've looked at Jason so far. We've looked at Kavem Hodge so far. That guy says Josh is a smart guy. He's well-spoken. He's a captain. He's currently captain of Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. I'm going to run up. I'm going to say some stuff whilst you lot are talking. In fact, Osprey said it for me, so I can just put his coming up. Osprey says Josh was vice-captain, and he's captain all of the A tours. Cricket West Indies were priming him to be the next captain. Those are all the pros. Those are all the pros. Con from that guy. He says Josh is not even the best keeper in the region. Does that matter, though? We're not asking him to be wicket keeper. We're just saying, should he be the next captain? TC says pros. He was being groomed already for West Indies captain. He has talent. Cons. He's out of form right now and just got dropped. Yeah, but he's just scored 3 centuries in the domestic championship. Would look away to bring in someone who just got dropped as captain. Listen, we brought in Pollard out of the absolute wilderness to be captain of the ODI side in 2019. It's not like we haven't done it before. Let's go. Comments are coming in now super quick. Let me try to see if I can get them in order. Where are we? Raku says the pros, experience. Cons, like any batter, can he even keep his place in the team? That's fair enough. Errol says pros, he was previously in mind for captain. Cons, and clearly there's potential. Cons, he's Trini. Listen, I don't know who Errol is. I don't know him. Nani says pros, he has a future outside of cricket. When we finally drop him, he comes. Oh, come on, man. Why is that a pro though, Nani? Like, I don't understand. Come on, allow that. Cons, he can't keep and lacks runs. Nah, Nani, you're just hating. Edie. Cons, Cons, Imlach is on drop ball after Pakistan, and I don't know if he's good enough to bat in the top 5. Edie, my criticism of that statement is no one's good enough to bat in the top 5. Like, remember, people, when you're using metrics to decide stuff about West Indies cricket, you always have to remember that things like that, no one averages 30. No one's good enough. So you can't say he's not good enough. No one's good enough. Matt, he currently tied with Guyana for the current competition. He's got 8 first-class centuries at 26, and he has a lot of captaincy experience. Neek says pros, he's groomed for the role. Experienced captain in the A team. He's currently in form. Cons, he's not guaranteed his position, but then who is? Richard says the pro is that he could easily be in the team for years to come. Dane says De Silva has to prove he can be a test batter first before he could be considered. But Dane, who has proven they're a test batter? We just had a 2024 where none of our top 7 averaged 30. So who's proven that they're a test batter? Again, be careful about the metric you're using, people. Sherwin says, pro, he was groomed for West Indies A leadership, did well. He's showing form again to show he can play as a batter, so he's not a liability. He's been TNT captain for almost 3 seasons. Where's the cons? Sherwin says, I don't see any cons. Okay. Let me just scroll down. Matt Crane Tisson says, pro, he's young, has experience with his regional team, also done West Indies A. If made captain only as a batter, he'd need to stop keeping and let Imlach wicket keep. I presume that's a con. He needs to focus on getting back into the 11. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, I think we've seen enough comments there about Josh. I think one of the things that we have to consider is, let's just say, before I go to the poll, people, let's just say that Josh did come into the side and became captain, just out of interest, because I want to just see what people put in the chat. Who would you drop for him? Let's just say, argument's sake, forget whether you want him as captain or not for a minute. Let's just say Sammy chose Josh. And let's just say, argument's sake, that means Josh has to come back into the side. Who misses out for Josh? Out of injury. I just want to see what people say. Errol says Hodge. Sherwin says Hodge. Kester says Hodge. Edie says Louis Carty Hodge. Shepherds of Sun says Alec or Hodge. Neek says Hodge. Boy, I hope Kavem's not watching this. Everyone's trying to run him out the team. Gino says Louis. Ryan says Hodge or Alec. Matt Pryor says Carty, but Carty's out already, isn't he? Osprey says Graves. That guy says Graves. I don't know if we can say Carty, people, because not Imlach, Django already replaced Carty. So anyways, okay, cool. Let's go into this for a second. So this is where it gets a bit difficult now. So it's as simple as this for me. Look at the question going in the poll now, people, right? So I've just put a question. I've just put a poll. I should say question in the poll. I've just put a poll in the chat, people. The poll question is this. Is Josh a better option than Holder? Answer now. There's 280 of you in the live chat right now. Answer that now then. Vote now, people. Is Josh a better option than Jason Holder? For all the people are saying no, he shouldn't be the next captain. The question I'm actually asking you to vote on, because we've only looked at 3 people so far: Jason Holder, Kavem Hodge, and now Josh De Silva. Is Josh a better option to captain the West Indies team than Jason Holder? I'm not asking you for anything else other than that. 70 people have voted so far. Keep voting, people. Run up the votes. There are 285 people currently in the live. Share the live, people. Share the live in your WhatsApp groups. Say that Stink London Dreadlocks man is talking. Share the live, people. Share it in your WhatsApps. Share it in your Facebooks. Share it in your OnlyFans. Share it in your TikToks. Share it in your Pornhubs. Share it in the dark web. Share it on Reddit. Share it in your foot fetish group. Share the live, people. Like up the live and subscribe. Share that. So, yes, how many votes have we had so far? We have had 85 votes. 85 votes. I'm closing the poll in 20 seconds. We've had 90 votes. 90 votes. Um, 90 votes. Right. 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the poll. Close the poll. Have I closed the poll? YouTube going slow on me. My internet's slow, cuz. Right. 108 of you voted, and 67% of you said yes, Josh is a better option to captain the West Indies at this stage than Jason Holder. So what does that do for my list? It looks something like this, people. So what you lot are now saying, after 3 people that we've discussed, we are now saying, Daren Sammy, who's watching this on his burner account, we're now saying, Daren, that if your shortlist comes down to these 3 people, the West Indies public are saying give Josh De Silva the captaincy, not Jason Holder. So the West Indies public who are watching this live now on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast are saying not Jason Holder. Daren, we don't want Jason Holder. We don't want Kavem Hodge. Based on these 3 people, we are saying Josh De Silva should be the next captain of the West Indies cricket team. Let's bring up someone else, please, people. Okay. Who should I go to next? Who should I go to next? Here we go. This is a mad one. This is a real mad one. Okay, people. Get ready. Get ready for the pros and the cons, people. Number 4 on the list. Jayden Seales. Jayden Seales. Bring me the pros and cons. Bring me the pros and cons. Bring me the pros and the cons. Jayden Seales to be the next captain of the West Indies cricket team. Jayden Seales. Jayden Seales. Carl says Jayden is in too much form to be burdened with the captaincy. Someone called Dhruv says the pros for Seales, he's a sure starter. He's fairly experienced. He's now had 18 tests. Age is on his side, so it'd be a long-term investment. 4, he'd put West Indies first. He has got a multi-year contract, and he seems like a thinking cricketer. I actually think that's a well put together argument there from Dhruv. Paris says, do not spoil our star boy, as in don't give it to him. Daniel says there is no need to put pressure on Jayden Seales. Is this Jacob? I can never remember if this is Jacob, but if it is, says the pros are he's guaranteed a spot in the 11. Cons are everything else. Dexter says Jayden is too young. Jason Holder was given it at 23. How old's Jayden now? Is Jayden 22? Errol says, pros, his place in the team is cemented. Cons, captaincy will finish his career. Machel says, the pros are Seales is the only guy who's a sure pick in the 11 for the whole year. Cons, you can't give it to him. Ramel says, let Jayden be our leading bowler. He's still a little immature. Note the number of fines he's had. That's true in international games. Edie says, pros, he's our best player with the best future in the format. Adrian says, he's too young and we need to focus on him leading the attack. Rising Bowler says, make Seales the vice captain. That's actually not a bad shout to whoever ends up being the captain. Someone called Dhruv says, the cons are it would affect his progress and it's not usual to have a bowler as captain. Isn't Bumrah captain of India when... In fact, is Bumrah now the captain? Is Bumrah the new captain of India? Like, has Rohit actually given it up? I can't even remember. Like, he's a bowler. Errol says, I don't even want Jayden on the list. He needs to be protected. Okay, right. One more couple. I'm going to take a couple more comments and then move on. Divang says, of course, Pat Cummins is Australia's captain. He's a bowler. Kurt says, you can't expose Jayden with his talent with such a mediocre team. And Average J says, don't give Jayden the poison chalice. Yeah, I mean, I'm generally of the opinion that if we gave Jayden Seales a captaincy, we'd just mash up his whole career. He might as well retire from the... If we give Jayden Seales a captaincy of West Indies, he might as well retire from the game after having that captaincy. Okay, so let me go to the poll because we need to think about how this poll is going to be slightly different for Jayden Seales. So, so for those of you who've only just joined the live, let me put the question in the poll first, and then you lot will understand why I am doing this, okay? Some of you can't, like, understand instructions, so listen very carefully to what I'm going to say, right? Before I make this poll go live, listen to what I'm saying as the instructions for the poll. The question I'm giving you is, where should Jayden be on the list, right? Where should Jayden be on the list? Now, at the moment, our rank order goes as followed. You've got Josh as number 1, Jason Holder as number 2, Kavem Hodge as number 3. My question to you lot in the poll in the chat says, where should Jayden be on the list? First, second, third, or fourth? If you pick first, you're saying he's a better option than Josh De Silva. If you pick second, you're saying you'd put him just behind Josh De Silva, but above Jason Holder. If you put him third, you're saying both Josh and Jason are a better option than him. And if you put him fourth, you're saying Josh, Jason, and Kavem are a better option than him to be captain of the West Indies team. Those instructions made sense to me. Let's see how many of you lot can't understand. And let's see what you do. Right, vote in the poll, please. There's currently 302 people in the live. Who said Caribbean Cricket Podcast can't bring out the cricket community in the Caribbean and the diaspora? Okay, yeah, good point from Neeks. Neeks says bring up the list whilst we vote. Okay, some of you are going to get mad confused, so let me bring up the list. So the current list that we've got is as follows. So if you're voting for Jayden to be first, you're saying that he's a better option than those 3. If you're voting for Jayden to be second, you're saying that Josh is a better option than him. If you're voting for Jayden to be third, you're saying Josh and Jason are better options than him. If you're voting for Jayden to be fourth, you're saying all those 3 guys, Josh, Jason, and Kavem, are better options than him. Okay, that should make a bit of sense. Gino says Jayden shouldn't even be on the list. Listen, we're going through all the potential options. It don't matter if they should or shouldn't be on the list. We're going through all the potential options today because we got no choice. Right, you got 30 seconds left to vote. 30 seconds left to vote. 60 people have voted so far. Have I stopped sharing my screen or am I still sharing it? I don't even know, cuz. Yeah, I've stopped sharing it. Right. 307 people are in the live at the moment. Please cast your vote. You've got 20 seconds left to vote. 20 seconds left to vote, people. Boy, you lot don't want him nowhere near the captaincy. Based on what the voting's doing right now, you lot don't want him anywhere near that. Let me hide this current. Okay. Run up the likes, run up the shares, run up the subscriptions. Share this in the WhatsApps. Let the aunties and the uncles know that we're live right now, that the whole Caribbean is tuned in to today's show. The whole Caribbean wants to watch this show today. 307 people in the live. Right, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The poll is closed. And the results are as follows. The results are as follows. 44% of you said Jayden should not be anywhere near that captaincy. You don't think he's a better choice than Josh, Jason, or Kavem Hodge. The people have spoken. So let me just share with you the latest update of our list, people. So as things currently stand, this is what the list is currently saying. So Daren Sammy, who's watching this on his burner, Miles Bascom, who's watching this on his burner, Kishore, who's watching this. This is what the people are currently saying. If it was between those four guys, currently, after discussing 4 potential options, the community is saying Josh De Silva should be the next captain of the West Indies cricket team. I don't care. Whoever wants to get vexed, get vexed. I'm going. We've done this. We've done this properly. I've spoken to the community. You lot are saying after 4 people, you're saying that Josh De Silva is the best option to be captain of the West Indies cricket team. Let me give you another option. Let me give you someone else. Let me give you someone else right now. Okay, let's get serious now. Let's get serious. Let me throw this name in. Let me throw this one in now. Let me go here. Let me go to this guy. Number 5. Tevin Imlach. Tevin Imlach. Pros and cons. Put the pros and the cons in the chat, people. Tevin Imlach. Currently, he's a 2-test veteran. He's currently a 2-test veteran. Kept well in Pakistan, captain of the Guyana Harper Eagles. Imlach. Give me the pros and the cons. Give me the pros for the 2-test veteran. Zavio99 says he only just got into the team. Let him cement the wicketkeeper position. Paula says he should be the vice captain. Matt Pryor says he's only got 2 tests. That works against him. Edie says the pro is he's good in Pakistan. That's it. Neeks, he captains the strongest nation in the region. Cons, he's only just reach. Horace says he's not got enough test experience. As does Keeley says he's not tested enough at international level. Adrian says he's not even a regular. David Smith says no way. David Smith continues, no experience whatsoever. Ballaston says the clear con is that he's just started playing for the test team. Dre says he's got as good a chance as anyone else. Macrain says, I see Tevin and Josh on the same level. Young, regional captain, very tactical. Con, no test experience. Big says, even with his inexperience, I'd rather Imlach for captain over Josh, since Josh's position isn't even cemented. Jamandi says, what do you feel about Seales? We just discussed him, Jamandi. You're going to have to watch this on the replay to see the big discussion about Seales. Lansley Blake says, pros, he's got leadership experience. Cons, limited test experience. Carl says, Imlach needs to be a test player first. This is an illogical suggestion. Carrie Pierre says, we need Richie Richardson. Osprey says, pros, he captains Guyana. Cons, he's only played 28 first-class games. Errol says, boy, I'm struggling with this one. Rod says, I can be captain now because I've watched over 1,000 test matches. The thing is, Rod's is running joke, but that's how deep this conversation is. We have no options. Like, technically, all of us in the chat are in the running to be captain. Sherwin says, pros, he had reasonable success with Ghana regional team. Cons, very short test career. Doesn't justify grooming De Silva for captaincy for more than 3 years to then go to Imlach. Ramel says, Imlach has toured with the test team, good point, for the last 4 years. Was only just given a chance in the last tour. He's a very good captain at first class cricket. Mikel Douglas says he's one of the better leaders in the Caribbean. Con, he's already under pressure to keep his place in the 11. Imagine captaining the poor team and trying to cement your place in the 11. Joseph says pick the team first, then find a captain. Jay Essie says it's funny how now Craig is gone, how deep the discussion has to go. And do you know what, Jay Essie? Do you know who I blame? All of the Red Stripe uncles. I had to go through live show and show after show after show for the best part of 18 months, listening to Red Stripe uncles say that Craig Brathwaite should be dropped from the test team. Craig Brathwaite should drop the captaincy. And now look, now we're doing up big shows going, who can even captain the team now? This is all the Red Stripe. This is the curse of the Caribbean. This is the curse of the Caribbean. We don't have solutions for anything. All we've got is cuss. That's all we've got, you know. We're good for nothing. We're good for cussing, but no one can come with solutions for anything. So now look where the cussing's got you. Now we're here saying, boy, can anyone even captain the team now? Because you ran out the one person who could captain the side. But you know, that's how it go. So let's go to the poll. I think we said enough. Jose says, how is Imlach in the picture after 2 games? The man had one. When Jose puts it like that, he makes a good point, you know. Read what Jose's actually saying. We're so down in the doldrums that a man had one good wicket-keeping performance, and we're saying he could be West Indies captain now. Hey, this is where we're at, though, you know. This is where we're at. Right, okay. Right. Let's go to the poll. Okay, I don't know how we're going to do this poll because now we're on to our 5th person. Okay, I'm going to have to break this poll down. Okay, I'm going to break this poll down into 2 parts, depending on what this answer is. This answer is. This is the first question I'm putting in the poll. Be quick on the buzzer, please, people, because I don't want this to take too long. The answer to this. So I'm giving you 30 seconds to vote, right? So all I want you to answer first, I want to break this one down into different polls depending on what the first one says. Is Imlach a better option for captaincy than Josh De Silva? Vote now, please. 30 seconds. Vote now. I'm just going to get a drink of water, people. I'm taking myself off the screen. We could go on and on. The fool has never been told. Right. Okay. Let's see what the voting is saying. You got 10 seconds left to vote, people. Is Tevin Imlach a better option than Josh De Silva to captain the West Indies team? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Right. Poll is as follows. 101 people voted and 68% of you said no. Tevin is not a better option than Josh to be the next captain. So then I need to ask you this question. Okay. 30 seconds for this question, please. Straight back into vote again, people. Is Imlach a better option than Jason Holder? 30 seconds again. You said he's not a better option than Josh De Silva, but is he a better option than Jason Holder to be the next captain of the West Indies? 30 seconds to vote, people. There's currently 315 people in the live show. Insane numbers on a Wednesday night. 315 people in the live. Like, share, subscribe, people. Help the algorithms. Help the algorithms grow, people. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Is Imlach a better option than Jason Holder to be the next captain of the West Indies? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay. So let's see what the results say there. 59% of you said no. Imlach's not a better option than Jason Holder. Okay. One more. Well, not one more. It depends where we go with this. Last poll. Well, maybe not the last one. Depends on your answers. Okay. 30 seconds again. New question. Is Tevin Imlach a better option than Kavem Hodge to be captain of the West Indies team? 30 seconds again, people. I'm just trying to work out the order where I'm putting Imlach. Because remember, we're trying to help Sammy out here. We're trying to make him understand his thinking. We're trying to break this down for Daren Sammy. 20 seconds. Quickly vote, people. There are currently 315 of you in this live show right now. 319. Oh yeah, I should be on a radio station, you know. I should be manifesting this. Hey, when I go to Jamaica this summer, I'm gonna visit Sports Max and say, how comes you lot have never asked me to come? How comes you lot have never flown me out to Jamaica and said, just come and like run the show for us? Do you know how many ratings I could get if you put me on live TV and put me on live radio? I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not even saying this to be bossy. To me, it's just facts. Like, do you know how many ratings a show would get if you just have me running up my mouth on live TV or live radio? I'd obviously get sacked because I'd say something reckless. But do you know how many ratings the show would get? Anyways, like, share, subscribe. 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Voting is done. Right, okay. So, let's see. We'll see what the vote says. As the vote come in, my YouTube's going slow. YouTube's not even showing me what the vote was. What the? Oh, here we go. 63. So 90 of you voted. 63% of you said that Tevin Imlach is a better option than Kavem Hodge. Right. Okay. So look now carefully, people. We've discussed 5 people so far. If you're just joining the show live, make sure you go and watch it back from the start afterwards. So we've discussed 5 options to be West Indies captain, and this is the current ranking based on your votes, your discussions, the pros and the cons. After discussing those 5 names, still, the CCP public and those of you watching this have said Daren Sammy, your next test captain, if it comes down to these 5 guys, should be Joshua De Silva. Okay. So Josh is winning after discussing 5 people. Let me bring in one. I've got 3 more people on my. How many people have I got left? One. I've got 3 more names left. I think. Yeah, I've got 3 more names left and possibly 1 wild card, which I haven't decided if I'm going to put in there. This shows you how difficult. What this should be showing you, though, people, is how difficult this decision is, because everyone's looking at those 5 names. Everyone's looking at those 5 names, right? And everyone's thinking none of them. But we have to make a decision. John P. Nickel says, Mash, you are a hard-headed prof and you do not listen. Sammy already selected Brandon King. Has he? State your evidence, Ed. Tell us your evidence. Okay, everyone, I'm going to stop the show and I'll wait for John Nickel to tell us how he knows that Sammy has already selected Brandon King. Let me pause the show. Come on, John, tell me. In fact, actually, John, I'm going to put the link in the live right now. Come and join the show and tell me your evidence. You ready? You ready, John? Come on. The floor's all yours. You ready, John? Just put in the chat that you're ready. I'll put the link in. As soon as you put that you're ready to come on and tell everyone, I'll put the link in the chat and you can come and school us up. You ready, John? I've left your comment up and everything. Come on, John. You ready? Don't worry, I'm waiting. John, where are you? I'm waiting. John, are you there? You're there because your comment's talking with Chess. So I'm letting you talk. I'm letting you talk with Chess live on the show. Come on. Where are you, John? Where's John? Where's John? Where's John? John, your comment's so chesty, but now you're ghost. Where are you? Hello, John. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. John, are you there? Are you there? Are you there, John? Because your comment says you already know. Come on, come and tell us all. Are you there? John? Oh, you must have fucked off. All right, then. Okay, so let's move on, people. Let's move to number 6. Listen, people, you don't know me, you know. You lot don't know how unruly I can get. I will get unruly with chess. I'll get unruly with full chess. Right, okay. So let's go to the next person, people. Alzarri Joseph. Alzarri Joseph. Pros and cons, people. Pros and cons. Pros and cons. Alzarri Joseph. Pros and cons for Alzarri Joseph. So Alzarri Joseph, less people forget, Alzarri Joseph was vice captain before Josh was vice captain. Wasn't, or was it for the white ball team? Wasn't Alzarri Joseph vice? Am I making this up in my head? Wasn't Alzarri Joseph? Wasn't Alzarri Joseph vice captain? Before. Anyways, let's see. So Ronaldo 27 says the pros are he captained Leewards to a Super 50 final. Yeah. Adrian says cons. He's vexed 24/7. He was vice captain for the ODI team. The point is Alzarri's got captaincy experience. Valliston, pro, Alzarri is dedicated to West Indies cricket. Con, lacks discipline. Ramel King says, just to repeat my previous comment, no succession planning. I think when Alzarri had his flare up, he put him out of the run. It put him out of the running. Troy says, Alzarri can't bowl. He can't bat. He's out. Clyde said, Alzari's head is too hot Danian says pros, he's aggressive. Cons, he's hot-headed. Errol says pros, he's Antiguan Sportsman of the Year. Cons, he embarrassed West Indies on the international stage and his attitude stinks. Sterling says no captaincy ability. Oh, there we go. No captaincy ability. He will destroy young cricketers. I think that's harsh. I mean, he's captain Leeward Islands. I don't know about the destroying young cricketers part, but he has got captaincy. He's captained in the region more so than some other people. Jamandi says the con is he doesn't even make our best 11 anymore. Mikael Douglas says the pros, he's always available. Cons, he might lose his spot to Anderson Phillip. Dane says con, Alzarri is the easiest one to fire if he screws up. Neek says cons, his attitude stinks. Osprey says pro, he'll turn up for games. Con, doesn't look like he's a team player. Is a Trini, Albert says con, doesn't have the right attitude for captain. Pro, he's an okay bowler. Rod says the pro is that he bowls. Okay, cool. Shiloh says the con is that he's already lost his spot to Shamar. Yeah, but Shamar's got injury problems. All I know is Alzarri's got captaincy experience. And at one point, he was vice captain. So they must have seen something in Alzarri at some point in time. But obviously, different coaches have different approaches to things. Okay, so let's go into the poll. I think there's plenty we could be saying about Alzarri Joseph, but I think we kind of get the idea. So again, we're gonna have to break it down like this. I think this will be quite quick to get through this. Okay. Okay. So the first, oh my God, look at this. So the first question in the poll, just very quickly, if it works. I don't know what's going on with my thing right now. It looks like it's messing up. There we go. Is Alzarri a better option than Josh De Silva? Quickly vote, please, people, on that. Can you do two polls at the same time? Oh, no, you can't. You have to wait for one to close. Okay, cool. 20 seconds. I mean, this one looks like it's fairly straightforward. Currently 330 people in the live. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to end this one quickly because it's a landslide. Right. So let's just see what people say. 80% of you say that Alzarri is not a better option than Josh De Silva to be captain. Okay, we're trying to just rank Alzarri here in terms of order that he should be considered. Option. Okay, moving on. Second poll, people. As soon as this one goes live, vote again. 30 seconds. Let's hurry this one up. Is Alzarri Joseph a better option than Jason Holder? Vote again, please. Oh, you lot are killing Alzarri out here. You lot. Oh, God. Whilst you lot are voting, I'm going to answer this question from TC. So TC says Sammy was Alzarri's coach in CPL. I don't know if Sammy's resigned from CPL. No, what Sammy said in not this press conference just gone, but one before it, Sammy said something along the lines of he's still going to coach St. Lucia, but he's probably not going to be there for the whole tournament because he's got West Indies are playing at some point and he's going to have to fly off. Okay, so we'll end this poll as well. So people don't think that Alzarri is a better option than Jason Holder. Okay. Very quickly again, another 30 seconds. Okay, this might be easy. Okay, I'll just do this one. Might be easier if I did it. Okay, actually, let me do it like this. Okay, I'm gonna have to, because you lot don't understand how to do stuff, some of you, I have to try and explain this one. I think Neeks has told me to put it up on the screen before. So we shall see. Okay, people, right, listen very carefully to what I'm going to say. Currently, Tevin Imlach is ranked 3rd on our list in terms of next West Indies captain. Kavem Hodge is ranked 4th. Jayden Seales is ranked 5th. Okay. Now, in the poll, before you vote, don't vote yet, people. Let me just quickly show you something. If you understand what I'm doing with the poll, vote. If you don't understand what I'm doing with the poll, do not vote yet and just hold fire whilst I explain something. So, if this should work. Okay, 1 second. Here we go. There we go. Right. Okay. Right now, we've got Tevin Imlach ranked 3rd, Kavem Hodge ranked 4th, Jayden Seales ranked 5th. In the poll that you're voting on, I'm saying to you, do you think Alzarri Joseph should rank 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th on our list as West Indies' next Test captain? Because you've already all said by a landslide that he's not better. He's not a better option than Josh. He's not a better option than Jason. So where should he place? Okay. So vote now, please, people. Tevin Imlach's currently 3rd. Kavem Hodge is 4th. Jayden Seales is 5th. Where would you place Alzarri Joseph? 3rd, 4th, 5th, or below all of them? Where are you placing Alzarri Joseph? 20 seconds left on that poll, please, people. Oh, my God. I've only just looked at where you lot are voting. 20 seconds left. You lot ain't giving Alzarri no ratings. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Right. Poll's done. So according to this poll and all of your votes, 56% of you said Alzarri is the worst choice out of everyone I've mentioned so far. I guess that really indicates how low Alzarri's stock has fallen to the West Indies public, that you lot don't want him anywhere near the captaincy. So for those of you who have just joined, we've now discussed 6 people who could potentially be the next captain on the West Indies Test side. And currently, after discussing 6 people, this isn't my list, people. I've gone off what you lot have said. You've all had the chance to vote on this. You've all had a chance to look at the pros and cons. And after 6 people are still saying that Josh De Silva is the best option to be the next captain if it came down to these 6. So no one say that Mash is trying to rig this. I've just gone off what you lot are saying. I've gone off the votes that you lot have done. This is all on you. We're just trying to help Daren Sammy decide who should be the next captain. Okay, let's go to, I said I had 3 options left and 1 wild card. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Here we go, people. This is one now. Let's discuss. No one's really discussed this except CCP. No one has discussed this name except if you follow the CCP Instagram, on Instagram stories yesterday, I did a big piece about why has no one thought about Kimar Roach as an option. Pros and the cons, people. Pros and the cons. Now, whilst you lot are putting the pros and the cons in, I'll tell you why I did a piece on Kimar Roach on Instagram stories. My argument was this. Sammy has no idea who should really be captain now. We're about to play the World Test Champions, right? We're going to lose. Rather than rush someone in to be captain against the World Test Champions, we clearly don't know who should be captain. Why don't we just tell the most experienced guy in the team who has a pseudo guaranteed place to just say, boy, you know what? Just carry us through Australia until we work out what we're doing, and then give it up. And by then we'll know who's actually captain. But anyways, let's see what you lot say. I'm not trying to make anybody say yes to Roach. I'm just saying that was why I put his name up there. So Osprey says, pros, Roach has the least pressure on him. And if he goes after Australia, he gives the next captain a free hit against India, as no one expects West Indies to do anything in that series. Matt says, nope, Roach is on his way out. That don't make no sense. Valliston says the con is Roach is on his way out. Matt says there's no long-term planning if you give it to Roach. Not necessarily, Matt, because if you give it to Roach, you would clearly have a vice captain who I'm assuming you would then give it to. Sherwin says the pros. He's a veteran, leader of the bowling attack. Cons, he's never been captain before. Neek says Roach is a temporary captain I wouldn't be against at all. Cricket 11 says pros. He has all the experience in the world. Cons, he's too old, and fitness questions. Yeah, could Roach get through a 3-match test series? Unlikely. Mariner says he's on his way out. Paris says could be temporary, but his age is against him. That's about Josh. I'll leave that one out for now. Carl says Kimar can hold the position for 12 to 18 months and let someone learn under him. It's simple. I don't know if Roach can last 12 to 18 months, to be fair. HD Kennedy says, you are really absurd, boy. Kimar Roach, ? Jamandi says, pros, he can help develop the next captain. Rod says, Roach is a good short-term option, has the most leeway if results don't go our way. That's my point, Rods. Roach is the only person in the squad who, if he was captain and we lost, the whole region would be like, oh, well, it is what it is, right? Errol, Roach, he's our most experienced player. He's a statesman. He has the respect of all the players. He actually deserves it. Cons, he's running out of games. Mikael Arthurton says Roach will be in and out of the squad due to injury. I hear that. He can be interim captain whilst the vice captain, he says Josh, stands in when Roach can't play. Matt Crane says pros, he's most experienced and a big voice in the dressing room. Cons, he's on the verge of retirement. Mikael Douglas, pro, he's the most experienced player. Con, he's injury prone. And Craig Weston is already announced he's on his way out. You don't need to wait to throw the new captain in the sea with the Sharks. The sooner the better. Okay. Osprey says, pro, Roach is involved in the coaching setup as a bowling mentor. He should understand what Sammy wants to achieve. John says, the first choice bowling attack for West Indies is now settled. It's Roach, Seales, Shamar and Warrican with Holder as the all-rounder. Oh, you're still talking about Alzarri, don't you have a team? Troy says Roach is the only experienced player. They have a lot to learn from him, especially the bowlers. Jacob says Roach is already a senior guy, has no pressure on him and is guaranteed a spot. Con, he's never been captain for, and he's a transition captain. Kester says Con, Roach would be the least controversial pick. Isn't that a pro? Carl says Roach is all pros. You guys pick guys who are 2 tests from being dropped. Roach can be temporary until someone matures. If he does poorly, no young player would be ruined by all the losses incurred. Horace says, if you're thinking of a transition, then you might as well give it to Holder. Okay. This is the thing is, this one has fostered a lot of debate. That's why I put Roach's name in it, because I think some people hadn't considered that Roach was an option. Or let's see. Let's put it to the vote, people. There's currently 334 people in the live. Who said CCP can't draw a crowd on a big Wednesday night? You know, I've been talking for an hour and 28 minutes. I'm out. I'm like Joey Styles in ECW here, just doing a 3-hour pay-per-view on my ones. Right, okay. Kimar Roach, let's do this one. So let's go. Okay, let's make this a bit easier. Oh no, but okay, no. We can't put the rankings in yet. I don't think the polls gives me. Yeah, the polls don't give me more than 4 options. So let me just start with this first. I have to narrow it down before I do this. This might be the first time we have a genuine thing to think about for a while. Okay, there we go, people. Have a vote, please. So in the poll right now, Is Kimar Roach a better option than Josh Da Silva? Have a vote now, please, people. There are 345 people on the live show right now. Have a vote right now. Is Kimar Roach a better option than Josh Da Silva to captain the West Indies Test side? I think this is a genuine, I think for a first time in a long time, this is something for people to actually think about. Since I started the show, apart from when it was Josh who came up, everything else has been pretty straightforward for people. But I think this one's an actual thing for you lot to think about. 79 people have voted so far. There's 346 people in the live. How many likes are there so far? Can anyone tell me how many likes there are? Are we getting the requisite number of likes given how many people are in the live? If you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, this is the first time. If this is the first time you're watching the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, please subscribe, please like, please share. All of that stuff helps the algorithms. Right, you've got 20 seconds left to vote. As things currently stand, it's 50-50. It's neck and neck. Anyone who's not voted in one of these polls before, vote. Your vote might actually count. There's 20 seconds left to cast your vote. Who should be... Oh, sorry. Is Kimar Roach a better option to be the next captain than Josh Da Silva? If you've just joined the show, the reason why I'm saying than Josh Da Silva is after discussing 6 people, the crowd, and by the crowd, I mean those in the chat, those watching who have voted, have Josh Da Silva at the top of our tiered list. I'm calling it in 10 seconds. 106 people, 110 people have voted so far. I am calling this vote off in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 112 have voted. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I am closing the poll now. If you did want to vote, you got about 0.5 seconds before I close the poll. The poll is closed. Let's see how this one has ended. Let me see the right. Oh my God. The poll has closed with 118 people have voted. Kimar Roach, 50%. Josh Da Silva, 50%. Thanks, guys. Oh God, what? Right. So Lackarum says open back the poll again. Neek says mash go into the background. What does that mean? Oh, you can see Decimal in YouTube studio, can you? Look at Neek's knows that I'm an uncle out here. Man's talking about Decimal in YouTube studio. How on earth do I find that now? What? Nick said Decimal in YouTube studio. Like I know what that. What? Decimal. Nah, allow me. What's Nick's really saying out here? I can't find it, Nick. So I don't know what you're talking about. There must be an option somewhere in YouTube Studio where I can see where people have voted for something. I presume is what you're saying. I'm trying to work out. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Do you know what? Actually, no. Here's what I'm gonna do, people. I'm not gonna put the vote open again because I reckon somebody else might win overall, anyways. But this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, check out what I've done, please, people. If you're just joining the show live now, you'll probably have to go back and watch it at the beginning again. When I finish the show in the next half an hour or so. But let me just show people where we're at, because actually, this is interesting. So, if you look at the screen right now, people, this is what it's showing us, right? As things currently stand, we're saying, based on the first 7 people that we've discussed, as things currently stand, people have tied Josh Da Silva with Kimar Roach as the next Test captain. If that's how this ends by the time we finish discussing everyone, people, I think it's obvious then. What we're effectively saying is give it to Kimar Roach, make Josh Da Silva vice captain, then Josh takes over afterwards. If that's how this ends without anyone being voted better than those two, that's how we, the CCP community, are calling this. So as things currently stand, we're saying that Josh Da Silva and Kimar Roach are the best options to lead the West Indies test side going forward. However, you may change your mind because here is option number 8. Here we go. Shai Hope, pros and cons, people. Pros and cons. Shai Hope. Pros and cons. Let's go with it. Pros and cons. Shai Hope. All right. Macrane's off. He's in first. Macrane says pros. He's our most experienced captain in the Caribbean. He's very proactive. He's Sammy's guy. He has a multi-year contract. He's well-spoken. Cons, too much pressure and may burn out. Yeah, I met Shai in Antigua when I was over there in November. I had to do an interview with Shai for Talk Sport. And I'm not saying, do you know what? That's the first time I've spoken. No, that's a lie because Shai's come on the podcast before. That's the first time I've spoken to Shai face to face. And I get it. I actually get why people would buy into Shai from my interactions with him. Again, Shai's somebody who I think actually seriously studies the game. So I get what McCrane's saying there. Let's see some other. Neek's Cons says, does Shai even want to play Test cricket? Carl says Shai has played 46 tests. I don't think he's played 46. I think it's actually 33 or 36. And averages 26. Let's get serious here, folks. Yeah, but Carl, no one averages anything. That's not even an argument to make. No one averages anything. That can't be your metric. Jacob says he's our most experienced captain other than Holder. It's a way to get him back into the side. Paris says Shai can't be captain until he plays some games. Big says, I think Hope is the best candidate, but he doesn't play red. I presume in Red Bull, and he's not going to give up all that money. Matt says pros. He has done well with the ODI international team. He has experience, and he's among the best batters in the region. Cons, people bring up a test average that happened 4 years ago. Jamandi says pro. He's the most gifted batter in the region. Cons, he hasn't played tests in years. Yep, 4 years. Sherwin says pros. Plethora of experience in terms of leadership, more focused and knows what he wants out of the game. I think that's a good way of putting it. Commands respect. Cons, Red Bull form and lack of Red Bull cricket. Jacob, cons, we don't know if he'll ever figure out Test cricket. We don't know if he wants to return. Cricket 11 says experienced and successful leader. Cons, does he even want it? Now, do you know what? So someone who will remain nameless because I don't think he'd want me to say his name, said to me the other day, and I thought it was actually a good point. He said to me the other day, if Hope wanted the captaincy, they would have announced Hope already at the press conference. And when he said that to me, I was like, it's an interesting point. Because remember, they've already said Hope's going to become the T20 captain. So the argument that my friend was making to me was that they surely would have sounded Shai out about the test captaincy at the same time. And if he wanted it, that already would have been known by the press conference. I'm not saying that's true. It's just interesting. Loads of you have been commenting. Sorry if I miss any. Shane says, pros, Hope is a serious cricketer. Proven leader. Cons, his test form is awful. I think Matt Pryor raises a good point, though, people. The test form's 4 years ago. Like, how long can we use the fact he averages 26 in tests against him? He ain't played a test for 4 years. Are we still supposed to be focusing on that? Like, it's literally 4 years ago. I was getting gal 4 years ago. I'm not now. So what does that mean? Does that mean I'm still a gallus, or does that mean I suck? Like, what are we saying here? I'm not the Gallus I used to be. But based on the way you lot are rationalizing this, I'm forever a Gallus. Because 4 years ago I was stepping with Gal. So what are we saying? Like, make it make sense to me. Now I'm just an uncle getting bare uncles DMing me, sliding into my DMs. But 4 years ago I got gal still. Right. So let's just get to the votes, because clearly I'm tired out here. I'm talking about my Gallus days. Clearly the tiredness is getting to me. Let me just get to the vote. Right, okay. Okay. Let me get to the vote, people. Sorry, I'm just putting this into the thing. Right, okay. Here we go. Straight into the chat, people. So there's currently 336 people in the live. Simple question. Is Shai Hope a better option than a combination of Josh and Kimar? Or Josh or Kimar, whichever way. Is Shai Hope a better option than them? Yes or no? There are 338 currently in the live. Run up the voting, please. Run up the voting. Whilst you're running up the voting, this is Carl's argument. The test form indicated that it was tried, tested, and failed. According to your logic, every test failure should be given a third and fourth chance until they come good. Cricket is about numbers, fault. Carl, I think that's reductive. Can I ask you a question, Carl? Just put in the comments to me. Do you think Darren Bravo was a failure, Carl? Yes or no? Answer that question for me. Just a simple yes or no, Carl. Do you think Darren Bravo was a failure? I don't want no explanation. Just answer yes or no. Was Darren Bravo a failure, Carl? Because I want to try and deconstruct what you're saying here. Just yes or no, Carl. No explanation. Just yes or no. Was Darren Bravo a failure? The thing is, if Carl answers the way I'm thinking, then actually I just want to see what he says. Was Darren Bravo a failure, Carl? Why is it taking so long to answer, Carl? Was Darren Bravo a failure? You just have to type yes or no. See what I mean? When I start telling people to do right, so Darren Bravo's not a failure, right? Carl, should Darren Bravo be back in the test side? Carl, should Darren Bravo be back in the test side? Yes or no? Those who are still voting on the Shai Hope question, keep running up the votes. I just want to try and take Carl's argument to the logical conclusion. Carl's taking too long, man. I just need to move on. Right, okay. Let's see what the votes are saying. Right. 20 more seconds to vote on the Shai Hope question, people. Is Hope a better option than Josh, a combination of Josh and Kimar? Yes or no? 105 of you have voted. Look at Carl giving me... Carl, you're giving me long answer. All I wanted was yes or no, you know. Should Darren Bravo be back in the test side? Yes or no? Nothing else. Right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me close the poll. Right. Okay, people. So, 111 of you voted. 65% of you said that Shai Hope is a better option to captain the West Indies than Josh De Silva and Kimar Roach. Okay. So, By now, I think you lot wouldn't have understood how this is going then. So our list now looks like so, people. Based on all of your voting and everything you've said so far, I have given you 8 candidates to be the next captain of the West Indies Test side. Based on all of your voting, this is what you lot are saying to me. Right? This is what you lot are saying to me. You think that Shai Hope should be the next captain of the West Indies team. I'm going to give you one more candidate, people, which is a wild card option. And the only reason, this is the last person I'm doing on tonight's show, the only reason I'm giving this as an option is because that guy came in the show earlier on and said that he knows who's going to be the next captain of the West Indies. So for those of you who maybe weren't with us at the start of the show or joined and then left and then came back, you may have missed it. We had a guy come on the show by the name of John Nicol, and he said he has got privileged info that says that Sammy's already picked his next captain, and he said the next captain is Brandon King of the West Indies. Let's just discuss it. Let's entertain it. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that John Nicol knows what he's talking about and John Nicol has inside information. He's most likely an internet warrior, but you never know. Let's just assume he's right. Give me the pros and cons for Brandon King, please, people. Give me the pros and cons for Brandon King. I've got some cons, but I want to see what you lot say. Pros and cons for Brandon King. Let's just go with it. I've also got some pros, but I've got some big cons. Let me see what you lot say. Brandon King. This is the wild card, the one wild card. The one wild card. Brandon King. Carl says, how strong is King's 4-day game? Well, he's batted 5 innings thus far in this year's championship, and he's got 2 50s. And if you're talking about his recent 4-day game. Valliston says the con is he's not in the team. Raku says, I'm all for Brandon getting a run, but let him focus as a batter first. Jacob says pros, it gets him in the side. Cons, there's no indication he's any better than anybody else in the region. Obama says pros, Brandon's got loads of first class and international experience, has a good technique and temperament. Jamandi says the pros for Brandon is he's got international experience. Cons, we don't even know what his best batting position is. This is my con. I've got the con that Obama's put is my con. Brandon doesn't have as much experience as captain as far as I can remember. Brandon's definitely captained Jamaica before, but John Campbell's the captain of Jamaica. It's not Brandon King. So are we really saying, and John Campbell is potentially going to get a recall to the West Indies side ahead of Machel Louis, possibly, right? So are we really saying that the guy who doesn't even captain his nation would be captain before the guy who does captain his nation? And before you lot say to me, but Brandon King is this, Brandon King's that, John's already played test match cricket. So if John came back into the side, why would you elevate Brandon King over John Campbell as a captaincy option when one of them already captains Jamaica and one of them's already got test match experience? So to me, it's a wild card, but it'd be one where I'd be shaking my head going, to make this make sense for me. In the same way how when Kirk McKenzie got selected to get into the West Indies test side before Brandon King got selected, I was shaking my head saying, Kirk's not even the best batter in the Jamaica side, and somehow he's playing for West Indies ahead of Brandon King. So I'd be shaking my head quite a bit, is what I'm saying. Anyways, pros, this is true. Brandon wants to play tests. Cons, no experience. What do you mean by no experience, though? Because he's got international experience. Man plays ODIs. Like, ODI experience is international experience. See if there's any more. See if there's some more comments. Right. Lawrence says, why are we now discussing someone with no test experience when we were laughing at Imlach with his 2 tests? Yeah, but Lawrence, I hear you, but Brandon plays international cricket. And I do think we need to move past this idea as a West Indies fan base where we dismiss someone's international experience in white ball cricket, as if that doesn't mean anything. From when you're playing international cricket, you've got more experience. Brandon King has more experience than Tevin Imlach. I'm not asking nobody. I'm telling you. Tevin Imlach might have toured with the West Indies Test squad, but Brandon King has more international experience than Tevin Imlach. Brandon King has travelled the world playing cricket more than Tevin Imlach. So King's actually more experienced than Imlach. Okay? So I hear you, but King's actually more experienced than him. Put this chair up, sitting down here like I'm some flipping dwarf down here. Anyways, very quickly, because I think we've had enough of this show now, and I've been on it for an hour and 50 minutes. Allow my voice. So very quickly, please, people, let me just quickly do a poll here. Last poll of the evening. Some people in the chat are telling me to discuss Roston Chase. Nope. I will not be discussing Roston Chase. Impossible. Right. Let's just see. This is a bit presumptuous here. This is a bit presumptuous what I'm about to do in this poll. So let me just explain to you. Oh, shit. Let me just explain to you why I'm doing this. Okay, it's a bit presumptuous though. So if we just go back to our ranking, currently you lot have Shai Hope first, Josh Silva and Kimar Roach second, Jason Holder third, Tevin Imlach fourth. This is weird though. Okay. Just tell me where you would rank. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Where would you rank Brandon King in there? But I'm just putting the first four. I just want to know if you lot are ranking King first, second, third, or fourth. And I'm well aware that some of you will say he's not even above Imlach. So if you rank him fourth, then I will see if it's whether you think he's a better option than Imlach or not. Okay. So just rank Brandon King. I'll leave the thing on the screen. Do you think Brandon King's if you put him number one, you think he's a better option to captain than Shai Hope? If you put him number two, you think he's better than Josh and Kimar, but not Shai Hope. If you put him three, then obviously you think he's better than Jason Holder. If you put him four, then you're probably saying to me he's better than Tevin Imlach, or you're saying to me that you don't even think he's better than Tevin Imlach. Okay. Nathaniel Fleming says, how many players have made their test debut as a captain? Fair enough. Good point. I think this poll's pretty clear where we're going here. 20 seconds. So nobody wants Brandon King, basically, as captain, really and truly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Yeah, I thought as much. Right. So basically everyone's saying that King is not a better option than Shai, Josh, Kimar, Jason. I think you lot are basically saying he's not even better than Tevin Imlach. So I'm going to put, for argument's sake, I'm going to put Brandon King at 5. Unless some of you have a real issue with that, I'm going to put Brandon King at 5. I could probably do a different polls to work out where you're ranking him, but just for argument's sake, for now, we'll leave Brandon at 5. So people, there's possibly some other wild cards that I've missed, but in essence, people, that as the show now comes to an end, and thank you to everyone who's come on the live at various points in the evening. I can't believe I just did a 2-hour show discussing this. But anyways, this is your list, people. Let me blow this up 1 second. This is your list. So you lot are saying that according to all of the voting we've done today, so Sammy, if you've managed to stick around for 2 hours, or if you've had this on in the background whilst this has been going on, you've basically said that the people of the Caribbean, and we've had at one point Sammy, Miles, Kishore, Avanesh, whoever else is listening to this, who's got their hands on the levers of power. At one point, there was 350 people concurrently in this show live at one point, 350. Across the course of the evening, there's probably been, and this is before people watch it on replay, across the course of the evening, there's probably been upwards of, 3,500 views of this one show before any replays. And what the people of the Caribbean are basically saying, and the diaspora are basically saying, is this: Shai Hope should be the next captain of the West Indies Test side. Now, there may be people in the chat right now listening to this going, "Oh, what the?" Because you're saying you never voted for Shai Hope, but I did as thorough as possible a process of elimination. I did as thorough as possible a chance to hear all of the pros and all of the cons for each of the candidates on the screen from the people of the Caribbean and of the Caribbean diaspora. We went through all of the pros, went through all of the cons of everybody on that screen. We as a people, cricket fans, diehards, Stockholm syndrome, we as a people have gone through all of the possible options that you could turn to, Daren. If some of you are listening going, why are you speaking to Daren like he's listening? I know he's watching this. We've gone through all of the options, the realistic options, Daren. And this is the order we believe you should go through. We're saying it should be Shai, but we're also well aware, now I'm speaking for myself, we're also well aware as West Indian people that some of these people will say no to you. So what we've done, and this is why I did it as a list, what I'm asking you to do, Daren, is go to each person one by one in the list. Most of them will say no. So go to Shai first, and if Shai says no, then we as the people are saying go to a combination of Kimar Roach and Josh De Silva. Make Kimar the captain and groom Josh De Silva and put him back in his position as vice captain. If they say no, then you have to go back to Jason Holder. That would probably have to be an interim thing as well. You go back to Jason Holder and say, boy, Jason, it's you again, you know. If Jason says no, then you give it to the two-test veteran, Tevin Imlach, on the basis of the fact that he's an experienced regional captain of the dominant Guyana Harbour Eagles. If Imlach says no, you have to throw a Hail Mary and you bring someone brand new to make their test debut and become captain. That sounds flipping ridiculous, but boy, beggars can't be choosers. Then you go to Brandon King. If King says, boy, I'm just in the test side, I've only just made my debut, allow me, then you go to Kavem Hodge, because Kavem is probably the most intelligent person in the team because he actually reads intelligent books and studies the game. If Kavem says, boy, you know what, my form's struggling right now, allow me, let me focus on my batting, then you have to go to Jayden Seales. You have to go to Starboy and say, boy, you're a generational talent. You are the best player we've had in God knows how long. You already lead our bowling attack at 22 years old, now become captain as well. Jayden would probably say no, because why on earth would he do that to himself? Then you have to go to the unruly Alzarri Joseph. You shouldn't go to Alzarri Joseph, but you might have to go to him. And if you go to Alzarri, you have to run the risk that he might walk off the field whilst he's captain of the West Indies international side. So you really shouldn't go to him. If, after you've gone through all those 8 people and you basically have no captain, you only have one option left. You have to go to Clive Lloyd. And you have to say to Clive Lloyd, Clive, I know you can't move, but you're going to come into the side and you're going to field first slip. You don't even have to like do anything or feel, where can we hide him? Put him at fine leg. You put Clive Lloyd at fine leg and say, Clive, don't even dive or nothing. Just stand there. And then every 5 overs, just bring everyone round together and just give them instructions. And here's the thing. Clive Lloyd's old, but I know that he too can average 25 like Alec Afanese at his big old age. So if worse comes to worse, Darren, you're going to have to go to Clive Lloyd and bring him out of retirement because we got no one else left. We got no one else left, cuz. We got no one. Cuz, we got no one. No one, cuz. Imagine we've got to a point in West Indies captaincy where we might have no one, that we're going to have to beg 70-something-year-old Clive Lloyd to come and captain West Indies again. Jaja. Ladies and gents, thank you for watching the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. After a 2-hour epic show, we've gone full circle and realised that the next captain of the West Indies men's test side should be Clive Lloyd. I've been Machel St. Patrick Hewitt, one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. If this is your first time watching the show, welcome. If you've been watching us from time, you already know how we do. On your way out, like, share, subscribe. You can support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast by going to www.patreon.com/caribcricket. Every little bit helps towards the show. You can just put like £1 in, like one whatever, and that'll just keep us going, you know. If you're somebody who knows how to, before you all go, this is a serious thing. Are there any serious web designers or people who know how to run websites and stuff? If you genuinely are, like, we're looking to, like, I was about to say we're looking to pay someone. We don't even have any money, but I mean, we got bits and pieces, but not money that you lot think would be any kind of full-time job, like literally bits and pieces. But if there's anybody who's got any experience, like website-wise, who's not a crook, hit us up. Looking for somebody to just actually run our website properly, because we don't update it because we don't have time. And I don't even know how to do a tier list. So how am I going to run our flipping website and update it? And the reason why I'm asking people is because the domain that we run Caribbean Cricket Podcast, I've got the email today. I've got 15 days left to decide if I'm going to renew it. And as things currently stand, I might just let it go. I might just let it go. And just not have a website anymore, because I'm trying to work out if there's a net positive to having a website, or if it's just not worth it, because like, it's like, do we need it? I don't know. Anyways, if you're in the Discord, chat to me, not if you've got experience, but like just what you think about it. If you're a patron, chat to me. Let me know if you think it's something we should even bother with. Anyways, people, listen, my voice is tired. What time is it? Midnight. Chaja. I got work in 6. I got to get up for work in 6 hours. You lot, I'm out here. Like, share, subscribe on the way out. Share it to your friends, family, etc. We'll be back soon with some more content. I've been Machel St. Patrick Hewitt, one half of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Thank you for the show. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon.
West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.